The first time Daniel quit, he was 12. It was the middle of July in a small town outside Denver, Colorado. The sun was hot, the air was dry, and the baseball field felt like an oven. Daniel stood in right field, sweat dripping into his eyes, heart pounding from embarrassment. He had just missed an easy catch one that cost his team the game. The laughter from the stands wasn't loud, but it was loud enough. On the drive home, he stared out the window and said quietly, "I don't want to play anymore." His father didn't argue. He just nodded and said, "Okay. But remember something, son. Quitting feels good for a moment. Regret lasts longer." Daniel didn't understand that sentence until years later. Fast forward to high school. Daniel wasn't the most talented athlete. He wasn't the fastest runner or the strongest kid in the gym, but he had something else, an uncomfortable relationship with pain. He didn't like it, but he didn't run from it anymore. Sophomore year, he tried out for the varsity track team. The coach, a tough former Marine, watched him run the 800 meters and shook his head. "You're not fast enough," Coach Reynolds said. "But if you're willing to suffer, I'll give you a shot." Suffer. Daniel thought about that word all night. The next morning at 5 a.m., he showed up for practice before anyone else. The sky was still dark. The air was cold. His legs were heavy from the previous day's workout. He ran anyway. By mid-season, his body hurt constantly. His lungs burned during sprints. His calves cramped at night. His friends went to parties on Friday evenings, while he went to bed early for Saturday meets. One afternoon after practice, he collapsed onto the grass. "I can't do this," he muttered. Coach Reynolds stood over him. "You can. You just don't want to feel this." There was a difference. Daniel realized something powerful in that moment. Pain wasn't the enemy. The fear of pain was. At the regional championship meet, Daniel was placed in the slowest heat. No one expected him to win. No one even expected him to place. The gun fired. The first lap felt manageable. By the second lap, his chest tightened. His legs screamed. With 200 meters left, he wanted to slow down. His vision blurred. Every step felt like stepping on broken glass. A voice inside him whispered, "Stop." But another voice, the one shaped by early mornings and lonely runs, said, "Keep going." He leaned forward and pushed. He didn't win first place. He didn't break a record. He finished third. For most athletes, third place wouldn't mean much, but for Daniel, it meant everything. It meant he didn't quit when it hurt. Years later, the lessons from the track followed him into adulthood. After college, Daniel started a small construction business in Texas. The first year was brutal. Clients canceled contracts. Equipment broke down. He lost money, lots of it. One night, sitting alone in his tiny office, staring at unpaid bills, that old feeling came back. "I can't do this." He could close the business, get a stable job, avoid the stress. It would feel good for a moment, but regret lasts longer. So he stayed late. He learned from mistakes. He took smaller jobs. He rebuilt slowly. He woke up before sunrise, just like he had in high school. He made uncomfortable phone calls. He knocked on doors. He kept going when it hurt. The second year was inte much better. The third year changed everything. A major contract came through. Then, another. Within 5 years, his small operation grew into one of the most respected local construction companies in the county. At a company dinner, one of his young employees asked him, "How did you make it through the hard years?" Daniel smiled. "I didn't look for motivation," he said. "I looked for endurance." True grit isn't loud. It doesn't always look heroic. It's not about being fearless or unbreakable. It's about feeling the weight, the doubt, the pain, and choosing to move forward anyway. It's waking up when you don't feel like it. It's finishing what you started. It's understanding that growth lives on the other side of discomfort. Daniel never became a professional athlete. He never became famous, but he built something stronger than trophies or titles. He built resilience, and every time life tested him, every setback, every sleepless night, every aching muscle, he remembered that summer day when quitting felt easier. He chose differently. He kept going when it hurt, and that made all the difference.